Hello everybody, welcome. It's Cape Rugby TV time where we talk about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Big thanks to our partners here at Cape Rugby TV, Score Energy Drinks, of course on board with Western Province Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby as Sevens, Thorburn Security Solutions, and of course, yes, Electrical down on Voortrekker Road. Folks, we've got a nice full show for you this evening. Terence Greer from Blake's is going to be joining us. You'll remember we spoke to Terence not so long ago. They were, of course, busy with the food drive and the outreach project at on Mandela Day. We'll catch up with Terence. He's, of course, the captain of Blake's. Then we'll speak to Muhammad Steerman, president of Caledonian Roses. They've been busy with their outreach project and, of course, were quite active during Women's Month and, of course, over the past weekend. And then we move across to Western Province Rugby, where we speak to Jerome Parvata, Western Province Rugby under-21 coach. He's currently busy with the under-21s, who we're waiting to see when their big break will be. And, of course, Jerome is busy with the Western Province Rugby 2.5 course. We'll speak to Ishmael Dali, no stranger to Cape Rugby TV. And then we will catch up with Labib Levy, the skills coach for the DHL Stormers, as of course they've had some exciting announcements. But on the line with me now, the captain of Blake's Rugby Football Club, Terence Greer. Terence, great to see you again, Mania. How are you?
Thanks, JP. Yeah, it's good to be back. And yeah, we've been keeping busy in the community still. We're trying to keep ourselves busy and be positive during this challenging time, obviously, with the safety measures in place. But yeah, the boys are still positive about the upcoming year. And it is a big year for us. Blakes will be celebrating their 70th birthday next year.
Wow, 70 years of Blake's. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I must say, that's quite interesting because we know that Blake's has had, a few changes here and there. Name changes. But you've also got a few. I'm not going to talk about that part now. That we know can be for another day. But you've got some serious legends over at Blake's.
Yeah, Blakes have produced quite a couple of international and national players on the Currie Cup level, and yeah, I feel like the culture at Blake's Rugby Club is a strong drive, and it's that developed these types of players because we start giving back to our players at the early age.
Yeah.
Like we have this events where we give back to the children in our community and just to get them involved and so there's hope for them. I mean, in our communities, people face a lot of challenges like poverty, gangsterism, but through sports, we keep them positive and we try to start off building that dream for them.
And you've got guys like the Noble family, and you've got Wayne Julie's there now. I mean, these are famous people.
Yeah, so we do have quite a number of people who've played on a professional level, but we're also grateful for Coach Wayne and guys like the Noble brothers, Dusty and Howard, guys like that who always get involved and are still active with and part of the club. So that is a good thing that they keep the bond going.
Yeah.
And like Eddie has been involved with us, Eddie Fredericks. So that is also something that keeps us going. The fact that old players and old boys still get involved.
The last few weeks, we spoke a few weeks ago. You were busy with a project that you were doing on the weekend at Cloutiesville. How did that go?
Yeah, it went very well. So our last event was on Mandela Day, where we celebrated 67 minutes for Mandela. And we handed out food within the community in 2 different locations, and we gave out like a little jar of hope where people could cook like a pot of soup. You just add water to it, and yeah, you could feed up to 8 people. And for the kids, we have like little bags and puffs for during this challenging times for COVID. So they were very about it, and we're glad that we could make a difference. And even though it's something as small as just feeding them, but it gives them hope.
You've got another one coming this weekend?
Yeah, we definitely have another one coming this weekend. We will be at the Stellenbosch Youth Outreach. We will be feeding them, and it's like a shelter within Stellenbosch where they take kids off the street and try to recover their lives and give them hope for the future.
Tell us a little bit more about the outreach itself. I mean, if people want to get involved or they want to get in touch with you, can people make contributions?
People can definitely make contributions. They're more than welcome to make contributions, and we actually need contributions because the club itself are having fundraisers to gain financial so that we can enable the club to produce and give back to our communities.
Yeah.
So if anybody want to get involved, they can just leave a comment on Facebook. One of our management team will get back to them and definitely engage with them.
Anything specific that folks can help with? We've seen a number of different call it useful contributions, either in food. Sometimes it's money, sometimes it's food, sometimes it's groceries, sometimes it's other call it utensils even. Anything specific that you guys are looking for?
JP, we anything is welcome. We accept anything, but for this weekend especially, like it's a center, so we look at essential stuff, like if people can contribute essential stuff like bread and also like for little girls stuff that they can use on a daily basis, like just to keep fresh and yeah, just to protect themselves. They're more than welcome to contribute.
All right, Terence. Well, we hope that everybody can, that those folks that are watching, we obviously hope that they do reach out, and of course they can find you on your Facebook page, but they're also welcome to send us their information on our WhatsApp line, and then we can pass those details on to you.
Definitely, and also we would like you guys to come on board with our 70th birthday tournament, if it's possible. Come out and enjoy the day with us, because we're really planning on having a big one, obviously with all the safety measures in place, and safety and security is top of mind for us. And
have you got a date on that yet? Have you guys? I mean, obviously at this stage, planning is very difficult.
Obviously, yeah, planning is very difficult. So we're just waiting on going back to the new normal, and from there we can decide on dates and how we're going to go about organizing this event. But there's definitely an event coming up. You know that Blake's is familiar for the Rapport Tournoi in the future, as well as the big Easter School tournament.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely have something big coming up and have the community involved there.
Well, we hope so. Hopefully we can start seeing some rugby on the cards as soon as possible. I see you've got your Score energy drink there, so that'll keep your wheels turning.
Definitely, yeah, and it will help to keep fit always.
Thanks, Terence. We leave it at that, and hopefully some folks do reach out to you guys. And once again, well done, and thanks for all the contribution you guys are making.
Thanks, JP. Keep well and be safe, my man.
There we go, folks. Terence Kreff is, of course, the captain at Blake's Rugby Football Club over in Stellenbosch. They did an outreach project on Mandela Day with a number of kids at the Cluttersville sport field, and again this weekend. And there, as you heard, if you can contribute in any way, then just reach out to Blake's, reach out to Terence on the Facebook page. Just go and do a search for Blake's Rugby Football Club. And if you can't do that, then of course you can reach out to us on the WhatsApp number, and our number here in studio is 079 690 3550, and we'll of course pass those details on to Terence and the team over at Blake's. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll catch up with Mohammed Steerman from Caledonian Roses. He's the chairman on that side, and of course we know that they're very busy with a number of outreach projects. They've been doing this for a few months now, but it's time for us to catch up and see how things have been going. Right, folks, welcome back. Cape Rugby TV time. Let's take a look at some of the shout-outs that came in on the WhatsApp line over the last few days. Wayne Kurat says, WP rugby clubs are top. You're doing a great job, and it's so heartwarming to watch the show. Well done. Thanks, Wayne. That's a fantastic message. We really appreciate it. Titans is a proud club. Thanks to the management for all their hard work as well as the entire Titans family, and that's from the president of Titans Rugby Club, Sam Isso. Sam, of course, president there. And remember, folks, Titans, of course, busy with their food drive. In fact, we've got a message here that says, "Hi guys, family of Titans, let us support the soup kitchen. That's this 5th of September. That's this coming weekend. And let's give our hearts out to the community," from Jean. Jean, thank you very much for that kind message. It's absolutely fantastic to hear from you. And then thanks, Mr. Andries, for all of the great things that you do for Paarl Rangers. That's, of course, in reference to Eugene Andries, the chairman of Paarl Rangers, that was on the show with us last week. And then a message here that says, "Evening all. Just a huge thank you to the players and coaches, my husband, Coach Philip, for everything you do and have done and continue to do for the communities. All the time and effort and organization you do does not go unnoticed. Thank you guys. Keep up the amazing work on and off the field. Much love, Shanae." We, of course, assume that that is from Philip Daniels. And speaking about Philip Daniels from Young Wesley's, we've got a few pictures that he managed to send in here. And he says, "Thanks to Western Province and United Way, we at Young Wesley's Rugby Football Club appreciate what you are doing. Thanks, Philip Daniels." And of course, you see the photographs from that Philip has sent in after the outreach project there, supported by United Way and 3M together with Western Province Rugby. Right, folks, on the line with me now, Muhammad Steerman, of course, from Caledonian Roses. And as you know, Kelly's, he's been busy with their outreach project. Muhammad, nice to have you back on the show.
Going well, JP. As expected, obviously, we back into the full swing of things at present. But thank you for having me back on the show.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks now since we spoke to you. Of course, the last time we spoke to you, you were doing an enormous food drive. You had all the pots cooking. That was so impressive. And then, of course, we saw you at Newlands with the food collection stuff. Did that go into the pots?
No, it didn't go into the pots. That went to the players directly. So what we've done is we've isolated, or we were asked to basically get about 15 guys or 20 guys on the player side. So from our side, what we decided was that we're going to use our junior players because we had our big drive on the senior side already. So we decided from Kelly's side that we're only giving those parcels that Western Province had provided to our junior players, and that went to 15 of our junior guys directly.
It's been very impressive watching you guys from the outside. I mean, we saw during the lockdown you were, and for the folks that maybe haven't been watching, that you've been collecting food stuff, you've been collecting groceries, the players have been contributing, the managers have been contributing, all to go into these big food pots that you've been cooking with, and then using those food pots to distribute to the communities. Has that grown in momentum since we last spoke?
JP, so since we last spoke to one another, that 17 pots that we made, remember initially we were going to make 15 pots. We ended up making 17 pots of food. That fed close to about 5,500 to 6,000 people.
Wow.
It went into the various areas within Animal Park. Like I said, we've isolated every section as to where we wanted those pots to go into. And we ended up with 17 pots of food. Thank you very much to everybody that has contributed. So we had a Women's Day in conjunction with Broken Windows and Unchained the Plane, where they've contributed towards the ladies that has actually been making the food on behalf of Caledonian Roses, that they've been very instrumental. So there's been lots of different organizations or different NPOs that has sort of like made this possible. So what Kelly's and Unchained the Plane has come up with was that we hosted those ladies on Women's Day. We hosted them at the Caledonian Roses rugby field in our clubhouse, and we entertained them for change, for being so unselfish in giving them their time and in making in preparation and preparing all the food.
Tell us a little bit more about the project that you had over the weekend. It's of course been Women's Month. A lot of focus over the last few weeks on supporting women and girls.
Okay, so JP, again, like I said, after that initial interview that we had with the 17 pots of food, what we've done after that was the very next Monday and Friday, we distributed about 2.5 tons of meat to about 264 people. And this is 5 kilograms of meat that we received from Islamic Relief, which they call the Qurbani Drive 2020. Thereafter, we cooked another 7 pots of food, and just yesterday, we made another distribution to about 300 females or ladies as such, children, where we distributed 300 sanitary packs to those girls. And this was at 2 schools within Animal Park, Bloemfontein and Parkfields Primary.
Muhammad, from a logistics point of view, I mean, you're talking about a tremendous project here, and size. You must need a lot of hands on deck. I mean, it's an enormous project. How do you logistically go about it?
Well, JP, I've got 1 car, and then so also the people that's with me have their own cars. So the meat was transported by asking one of my friends to actually go and collect the meat at the Qurbani farm, which is out in Skakeral. We had to cart that. I think I had something like about 100 of those packs in my car, in the back of my car. And he had the rest of those packs, the rest of 214 packs he had in his van. So yeah, that's how we have to do it, unfortunately.
Muhammad, we're assuming you're carrying on with the project. If people want to get involved, if they want to reach out and assist you with your project, how do they reach out to you, and what type of assistance is it that helps?
JP, obviously the normal stream that you can get hold of me is obviously WhatsApp, which is the quickest. And then you've got Facebook that you can get hold of me. We're basically just looking for people to either supply us with the ingredients in order to make the cooking possible, and then obviously transferring money into our banking account, which we have the details that we can forward to them once they get hold of us.
Yes.
Yeah, we're looking for potatoes, onions, rice, meat that goes into a pot. And like I said, we want to continue this basically every month going forward. If we can do it like we've done for the last 100 days, every single day, then that's a positive. But we know that, you know, the funding is obviously drying up, and we want to shift our focus to basically make sure that we at least cook twice weekly, which will give us, you know, 8 times a month that we will be providing some form of feeding towards the community itself.
Muhammad, we're going to leave it at that, and hopefully people will reach out to you. Obviously, they can use our WhatsApp line as well. Folks can obviously get in touch with us, and we'll pass on this. Anybody who does make contact, we'll pass it on to you. And we wish you the best of luck, and again say thank you for all of the work that you're doing, all the hard work that Callies is putting in there, and supporting your chosen charities.
JP, thank you very much. Like I say, you know, it's something that we need. It's something that the community needs. And we're just grateful for the opportunity to reach the masses through the medium that we are trying. And hopefully we'll continue to be successful as we have been successful over the last couple of months. But Thank you very much for the opportunity.
There we go, folks. Mohammed Stearman, of course, chairman of Caledonian Roses. They're doing some incredible work. And if you can reach out, as we said, the WhatsApp line, 079 690 3550, 079 690 3550. Any food contributions and, of course, financial contributions, welcome. Just get hold of us on the WhatsApp line, or you can find Mohammed Stearman, the Callies chairman, on the Facebook page. Just go and do a search there. Folks, when we come back from the break, we'll carry on with Cape Rugby. We'll catch up with Jerome Parvate, Western Province Rugby Under-21 coach. Back in a sec. Well, welcome back, everybody. Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby, and of course, as always, we speak to our friends of Western Province Rugby. And well, if we were in the studio now, then he would probably be sitting in the studio with me right now. And on the line with me is Jerome Paarwater. Jerome, lekker om je daar te zien, meneer.
Yeah, no, it's good to be back. But I must say, JP, I'm getting very comfortable at home now. So. No, we used to go to the studio, but I'm very relaxed at home. So I think most of the people actually like it now to work from home.
Yeah, well, I think you've actually hit the nail on the head. You know, first there was the challenge of how we're going to do it, and then everybody started scrambling to get on Zoom and Microsoft Teams and Skype and setting up their computer, and it was a gemors. But within a few days, people settled in, and now 5 months down the line, everybody's comfortable and probably wearing their pantoffels under their laptop.
Yeah, exactly. And when we busy now with the school coaches now doing this 2.5, so the guys are actually nice and relaxed. We don't have to worry. Guys don't have to drive far home. They sit in on the couch, and as you say, some guys sometimes sit with a beer or glass of wine, and we talk, and we still do the same stuff. Yeah. The only thing we can't do is like the on-field stuff, but we get a lot done by guys sitting at home and doing the stuff.
It does seem that you have the ability to focus on the specific topics that you are dealing with. Am I getting it right in terms of these working sessions that you've had?
Yeah, exactly. And also what is good, JP, what we didn't do a lot in the past, it's like giving the guys homework and give us feedback. Like the session, like your first session that you have with the guys, the following the following Wednesday when they come back, you can actually see their screens are proper. They've got their background good. They've got, and they know when they talk, they know how to talk and what to do. So where in the past you go to the HPC or wherever you present or wherever you do the guys just leave there. But now they got more. Sort of it's better, and they do their homework, so you can actually follow up.
Yes. Jerome, you're currently busy with the Western Province Rugby 2.5 course. This is specifically what it is that we're talking about for the fans and the viewers that are watching right now. They're probably wondering what exactly it is that we are talking about, and this is your Western Province Rugby 2.5 course. Why do you call it a 2.5 course?
Because the World Rugby course go to level 1 and level 2, and then SA Rugby have a course, also a World Rugby course, that's a level 3.
Yeah.
So we just advance the guys from level 2 to level 2.5 and prepare them for the level 3.
For you to be able to get a level 3 coaching certificate, what do you need to do? Well, in fact, let's start at the beginning. For you to get a level 1 certificate, what does one need to do?
You just go online on Western Province educational program. Right. With Nazim Adams is running that. Yes. And then you just book your slot. We actually spoke yesterday about it. We're gonna start maybe in 2 weeks' time. We're gonna start again with the courses with Nazim. So yeah, you just book your slot, and we send out to the clubs and to the schools when we're gonna do the next courses.
Do I need to be a rugby expert to be able to do the first course?
No, it's actually people, and there's a lot of ladies also. It's people that doesn't know anything about rugby. So that's the sort of a introduction course to rugby. Right, so it's people that doesn't know anything about rugby.
And then what about the level 2 course? So for the members of the public that maybe want to become a rugby coach, the level 1 course you say is for anybody who wants to get involved. It's an introduction to rugby. The level 2 course though, what are the requirements to become a level 2 or to get access to a level 2 course? I'm assuming you must have done level 1 first.
Yeah, it's first level 1, and then obviously if you're serious about your coaching or especially school coaches, and as I say, a lot of ladies coming to those courses now wants to learn more. So then you obviously progress to level 2, and level 2 is a bit more rugby specific, and they do stuff. It's over 2 days, where level 1 is over 1 day.
Now you're busy with a 2.5 course, which obviously sounds to me like that's the course between the course between 2 and 3, mathematically speaking. Tell us where you're at the moment. I know we caught up with you a few weeks ago, where you had been busy with the club coaches. You're currently busy with the school coaches.
Yeah, we're busy with the school coaches, and from your first course that you presented, we actually at the fourth week already. So
Right.
tomorrow is the fourth week, which the guys. So they had their homework that they must present this week was to present to us position specific of each player from 15 to 1 in the team. How do they see what is required of a tight head prop, what is required of a loose head, what is required of a hooker, what's the role of the 15. So yeah, it's in detail that they sort of pick their team and give us what they see, what's the requirements of each position.
Jerome, you're also busy coaching, of course, the under-21s at the moment. We're waiting for more announcement from SA Rugby in terms of fixture dates, etc., in terms of the Currie Cup and the, that division. But we did see that there was an announcement that the players are now allowed to do full contact training or contact training. Is that also in the under-21 space?
It's not with the under-21s yet. We're waiting on SA Rugby to give us a go-ahead. But it's only the seniors at the moment who got the go-ahead, and they're going to start with the Currie Cup on the 3rd of October. But we still wait, and I think the way it stands now, the seniors will go double round. So they're basically going to play till next year, January. They'll have a few days. They'll have a few days break for Christmas and New Year and Boxing Day, whatever days. But they'll only have a few days break, and then they continue playing. And sort of the finals, I think, will be in January.
Jerome, of course, under 21s at the moment, still a little bit of waiting on their side.
Yeah, we're still waiting, JP, but hopefully we're going to get a go-ahead soon. Because the guys are looking forward to play this year, because there's a lot of guys who's their final year for under 21. And as everybody knows, SA Rugby has got under 20 next year. So the guys, and also it's important for them to play because they're seniors next year and they're also playing for contracts.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll see you on the park soon, Jerome. We'll catch up with you again shortly.
Thanks, JP.
Thanks, Jerome. Jerome Parvata there, folks. Of course, under-21 rugby coach at Western Province. The guys, of course, waiting to get on the park. And you can understand there that they need to get on the park because they will be the next run of senior players. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll catch up with Ishmael Dolly, head coach at Unimall. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. Cape Rugby TV. We, of course, carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Different clubs being different with busy, at least, with different activities. Some on Zoom, some with some social activities, and of course, some via social media. But certainly a different variety of activities out there. And of course, no stranger to Cape Rugby TV, and it's great to catch up with him. We haven't spoken to him for a while now. Ishmael Dolly. Ish, great to see you again.
Hi JP, good to be back on the show. You're looking great, still healthy and safe your side?
Yes, we're so far so good. Don't know about the looks, but or the training for that matter. We're still suffering under these lockdown conditions. But more importantly, we needed to catch up with you and see how things are going on your side. We know that there are no club games now. I'm not sure when we last spoke to you that there was actually a formal announcement that the league itself had been cancelled. Are you guys still engaging with the players?
Oh, we have to. I think club rugby, like many other clubs, is just not about club rugby. It's about the social cohesion. It's about everything outside of rugby, and we're trying to keep guys engaged. We have weekly Zoom sessions, these online sessions, and I've had to up my technical game from a from a technical aspect. And yeah, we meet up once a week now that we've gone down to level 2. Guys meet up in different parts of the province, wherever they are, and just catch up. And social engagement, I think, is quite important.
Ish, of course, got to think out the box a little bit at the moment. We know that things have changed in terms of the actual training methodology. I mean, we went through the 6 to 9 process where you weren't allowed out the front door, and of course that opened up a little bit more. And my understanding is that, you know, now with things being slightly more casual, Unimol at least has the ability to engage with the players in some innovative manners.
Yes, and I think, JP, we had to think outside the box, and it was important for us to educate our members, our players, our coaches, our management around this COVID-19 virus and the various protocols that had to be put in place. Dr. Nassif van der Schuyf, who you know quite well, a very good friend of mine, we used his expertise where he explained to us in terms of what's going to be the norm, the various social distancing, the sanitizing, etc. It's always good to hear from these experts. I mean, we're just following what they're saying to us. So it's good to make sure that our players and everyone's on the same page. It's going to be the norm. So we need to make sure our guys are educated and up to speed with what's happening around the world with regards to the virus.
Dr. Nassif van der Schuyf, obviously absolute legend in the world of club rugby. And as you mention his name, it just comes into my head, and I see blue gloves, and blue gloves and a sling bag, and someone running around the field with a water bottle in his hand. You know, that's what comes to mind for when I think of Nassif van der Schuyf, is on the side of the field, especially on the side of the field, collegians, and just making sure that everybody's looked after. And what a valuable contribution to be able to have that kind of individual in our midst in the world of club rugby that can pass on that information. That must have been fantastic.
Absolutely, and I mean, he's got a wealth of knowledge. And the great thing about Nassif is he likes to share with everyone so that it benefits everyone. You know, it's never shy to give up information for the benefit of the community, and he's a community man through and through. And I think you know more than me that we need more of those guys within our club rugby space.
Absolutely. I mean, I must say I'm always impressed. I'm always impressed by how many the variety of skills that we've got in the club rugby space and how people contribute into the club space. Many of the clubs now are busy with their old boy structures, and we see such a wide variety of individuals giving back to club from a business point of view, maybe from an occupational skill set perspective, certainly from a mentoring point of view. We've got such a wide depth of individuals who are able to call it, say, throw an umbrella, looking after a club scenario. It's hard to explain, but we really have got some fantastic individuals out there.
I think we just need to tap into that market. Some of us are maybe a bit shy, you know, to ask the people if they can share these the knowledge and the expertise with the clubs. I mean, they can just say no, but I mean, more than likely, these guys are most willing to share their knowledge, and if it's for the benefit of the club and the community, why not? And I think that is, this pandemic has kind of forced us into this position where we had to think outside than just rugby per se. And look at things and how we can keep these guys engaged and still motivated.
Ish, you've also been a little bit busy with helping Jerome Parvat and the Western Province Rugby Under-21 side. We know that you and Jonathan Avalt have been doing a little bit of activity on the side of the field there. How's that been going?
No, it's been great. Thanks to Jerome and Coach Nazim. They've kind of pulled us into the mix and just helping out with the youngsters on the individual skills, and a little bit on the mental side as well. So as much as there's been a break from club rugby, it's still been great to be on the field and part knowledge with the youngsters.
Yeah, I think that the guys are obviously lucky to have you. I mean, you do have a bit of fly-half experience behind the belt.
I might not look like one right now, but
what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on actual how to play the fly-half position? Because if you are, obviously, I think the guys are very lucky to have you. Or is it more the kicking side of things as a fly-half?
So we're working on the individual skills of both the 9s and the 10s, and that's my job specifically. I'm working on the technical aspects of kicking, the follow-through, keeping the head down, you know, all these small technical things which players don't really take note of, and especially at such a young age, them to be cognizant of those small tactical aspects of the game, and then also taking over the dictatorship of a 9 and a 10 on how to manage a game. I mean, that we'll get to, but I mean, for now, it's just been the small technical aspects of a 9 and a 10's play.
Well, we're very happy to hear that you are on the field where we love to see you, and I think that's great for you. Well, I hope it's great for you, the players and Jerome and everybody. This is what we like to see, club rugby guys on the side of the field. Of course, this side of the field is no stranger, no strange place for you.
It's been great to share. How can I say, a coaching booth now with Jerome and Coach Naz. I mean, these guys were my coaches 15 years ago. Not to give my age away, but it's kind of full circle now where I get to share the same field in terms of being a coach and sharing my knowledge with them and also learning from them as well.
Ish, we're going to leave it at that. We're obviously looking forward to catching up with you again soon, and I know folks are going to be thrilled about the fact that the youngsters are coming through and that they've got Ishmael Dolly's kicking boot inside there. I'm sure we don't have to worry about False Bay and Unimil sharing secrets on the side of the field there.
We have a love-hate relationship. I think the relation between the two clubs is I think it's testament to myself and Jono being quite close, and I think it's great that we can also tap into each other's knowledge. So at the end of the day, we one club rugby fraternity, and if we can share, why not?
Thanks, Ish. We'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. There we go, folks. Ishmael Dolly, of course, head coach at Unimil Rugby Football Club. And the players are busy with some sort of weekend activity, which is great to see. And then, of course, Ish now helping out with Jerome Parvater and the Western Province Rugby Under-21s. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back, we'll move to Labib Levy. He's going to tell us what the DHL Stormers, or shall we say the Currie Cup side, is up to at the moment. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. It's, of course, Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby, and in a second or so, we're going to catch up with Labib Levy, DHL Stormers as skills and conditioning coach. We're looking forward to chatting with him and telling us a little bit more about what the Currie Cup, or at least shall we say the seniors guys, are up to. Folks, don't forget, of course, you can win yourself a case of Score energy drinks. All right, you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, then all you need to do is SMS the word SCORE now to 33090. Just SMS the word SCORE to 33090. You put yourself in the mix to win a case of Score energy drinks. And of course, congratulations to last week's winner, Kevin Jordan. Kevin, somebody from Cape Rugby TV, is going to be in touch with you shortly. But right, folks, as we promised, DHL skills and conditioning coach Labib Levy is on the line with us. And now, Labib, it's nice to see you again, sir.
Yeah, it's good, JP. Nice to see you. Thanks for having us here on the show. It's just very cold in Cape Town, but yeah, we're surviving.
Yeah, the weather certainly has played a factor. Labib, the last time we spoke to you, there had just been a change in terms of the training, and we were talking, and we saw some of your videos of where the players were doing the non-contact training, where obviously not allowed to touch each other, and now it's been announced that there is some sort of contact training in place. It must have changed things for you dynamically.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. The players are loving it. They can actually be more face-to-face as a team as well in the team environment, meetings, etc. And actually making contact, and things like the lineouts and the mauls. They can do scrumming, and also make a bit of 12 against 12 and 15 against 15 games, putting in some shoulder checks, getting some rucks going, as well as just making contact and playing rugby the way it's meant to be played.
We know that the last few weeks must have been tricky from a skills perspective. I mean that you're not able to make physical contact. How much of a, I mean, and we know it's only been 5 days now of being able to make physical contact. How much of a change has that been for the players? Has it been difficult to adapt?
No, it's been quite easy because they've been longing for this, man. It's fine to play conditioning games and soccer with a rugby ball and doing all those spatial exercises, but just they have the ability to play rugby. They can run into bags now. They can run into each other now. We're not bound by small numbers, and with that we basically the same like we were before lockdown, and we can put those type of exercises together, attack against defense, no limitations. Players can be a little bit more contact, more meetings, but we are still applying social distance rules, wearing masks and applying the basics, because we actually tested yesterday, and everyone came back not positive, but negative, which is a positive.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So we understand that there are, of course, those very strict regulations that you still have to apply while you're busy training. From a skills perspective now, is there a lot of stuff that you have to now bring into effect in terms of the changing of what it is that you were coaching a week ago versus what it is that you might be coaching tomorrow?
Yeah, obviously with the competition starting next month, we also need to fast track the guys to get them contact ready and get them rugby ready. So the skill stuff isn't just doing basic skills, but we're trying to have some form of integration, like guys running off the 9 or guys running off the 10, and just getting that type of thing ready. And obviously game plan is a big part of it. So we're just tweaking where we can not cut corners, but integrate sessions, as opposed to having things done in isolation and putting various plans together, kicking, chasing, things like that, So that's so instead of just kicking the ball to each other, actually kicking within a team environment. So you kick, you chase the ball, make a tackle, or they kick it back, you come back, you counter attack, that type of thing, Yeah. So it's more related to the game and to the way we want to play.
Are the players excited? The announcement has now been made that the first fixtures are there, and apparently there's a new competition name as well. Before we talk about the competition name, the players must be absolutely thrilled to know that they're going to be able to play again.
Yeah, they're pretty excited. We've got quite a big squad, and we're also looking to give everyone an opportunity, especially with the potential the box also might be playing. Nothing is, and it changes. It changes. You have a play in the morning, it changes the afternoon, changes again tomorrow morning. But the players are excited. Just to play this new super. It's actually going to be a super rugby, not Karika, but local, the same like Australia and New Zealand.
Yes,
the players can't wait to get on the paddock. They might be like that Super Sunday type, that Marvel thing. There's talk of such a game as well before the actual fixture, just to get the vibe going in the country. But at this point, there'll be no crowds.
Do we know? Do we know who your first game is against?
At this point, we buy our first game, believe it or not.
So the first game is a buy. Who will be the first head-to-head clash that you physically? Do we know yet?
Okay. Yeah. We're playing Lions the first game.
The Lions, your first game.
At Newland, 17th October. But as I said, Yeah, this
First
is
game
change.
against the Lions on the 17th of October at Newlands, behind, of course, with an empty stadium. Is that right?
Yeah, with a cameraman and a few birds. But
Okay. Well, okay, so we're looking forward to that. Obviously, people are going to be able to watch that on TV. You must be very excited. So, Labib, we're gonna say thanks to you for chatting to us, and we're looking forward to seeing you and the team. Well, of course, we're going to look at the practice and training up until that time. But we're looking forward to seeing you guys on the field at Newlands.
yeah, it's actually cool that it's Newlands. I mean, seeing that we're having a move to Cape Town Stadium, the actual opportunity to say goodbye to Newlands by having games at it instead of just COVID, everything stopped. So it's a nice opportunity for the guys to play the last few games at Newlands.
You know, as much as we're looking forward to seeing the players on the field and on the bench, we're also looking forward to seeing you and Dobbo and Rito, the management team and Chippy in action, because we know how hard you guys have been working behind the scenes and waiting and chomping at the bit also to have the rugby action. It's not only about the players getting back on the field, but you guys as well.
Yeah, no, it is exciting for us as well, and just to get back to some form of reality or new normality. But cool.
Yeah. Labib, thanks very much for chatting with us. We always appreciate it, and we say to you and the family out there, remember, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you in the park.
Yeah, thanks for the call, JP. Appreciate it. Good luck to the show as well, and to the not listeners but the viewers out there.
Yeah, no way. I've got a lifetime of radio. I still say the same thing. Thanks, Labib. There we go. There we go, folks. Labib Levy, of course, skills coach at the Stormers. Fantastic chatting with him. And there, of course, we mustn't forget that the management team, the coaches, and the administrators all very keen to get back on the park as much as, of course, as the players, if not more. Folks, that's a wrap from us here this evening on Cape Rugby TV. We trust that you will, of course, remember that as much as we're having fun here on the show, the health and safety protocols of COVID-19 still apply. You absolutely must remember to wash your hands. You absolutely must remember to practice social distancing, and remember, always wear a mask. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.